Howdy folks, Eric here, back with another standard brew. Coming at you with a fun one today. Shout out to Hexmancer69 who donated to see a Temur Towns build featured on video. This is the spiciest thing I could come up with, and I thought spicy would be fun, so we're gonna play this. It's interesting. It's a little inconsistent, and it really suffers from how fast standard is right now. But if we get into the late game, it can do some really powerful stuff. We'll take this into some ranked matches, best of 3 matches, and play it until I get to do the thing at the very least. So I'll play either 3 matches or until I like show off the what the deck is supposed to do. So what is it? Well, first off, you have to understand we're on 25 lands and one of each land. There's no duplicate land here because we're playing 3 Survey Mechans. This is a 4-drop from Edge of Eternities. It is a 4-mana flying hexproof 1/3, and it says 10 mana, sacrifice it, deal 3 damage to any target. Target player draws 3 cards and gains 3 life. This ability costs X less to activate, where X is the number of differently named lands you control. So all of our lands are going to have different names. So once we get to 10 mana, or 10 lands on the field, because they're all unique, we'll be able to sack this for 0 mana, right? Play it, sack it for 0 mana. That's great. That's fine. It's very slow, right? We're not really trying to do that exactly. Instead, this is an Agatha Soul-Cauldron list, where we are trying to copy that ability onto our creatures to be able to consistently, like, kind of storm off in a way, combo off in a way. Not storm, but play a creature, sack it, shoot our opponent for 3, draw 3 cards, so on and so forth. We can also shoot creatures to, like, stabilize and whatnot. So that's the core idea. Eventually get up to 10 lands, or 9. I mean, it's good at 8 or 9, too. Exile a Survey Mechan with the Soul-Cauldron, and then try to just burn our opponent out. How are we supporting that? Well, first off, a lot of, like, early land grab creatures, Cenote Scout, Town Greeter, to be able to, like, set up our graveyard a little bit, but also hit our land drops consistently. Cenote Scout also just contests the board early, which is fine, and enters with a 1/1 counter sometimes, which is pretty relevant for the Soul Cauldron idea. Playset of Poo Poo UFO. This is where the town angle really comes in. It is a good, cheap way to dump a bunch of lands on the battlefield quickly, which is something we need to do. Also, late game, copying the ability, either of these abilities, exiling this with Agatha Soul Cauldron, pretty relevant. Being able to, like, buff our dinky 1-mana or 1-power creatures into, like, 7-power creatures based on the number of towns we have is a pretty good angle to close out games as well. We're going to have a lot of lands in the graveyard, so 1 Ice-Tail Explorer, 1 Tough Hard-Headed Teacher. It's a really powerful effect if we have the mana to support it. Whenever you cast a spell, Earthbend 1, if we have an Agatha Soul Cauldron on the field, exiled with a Survey Mechan, late game, this just wins the game, basically, because you Earthbend 1 and then use the Earthbend land to use the Mechan ability, so on and so forth. Draw more cards, cast more spells, etc., etc. And then some early interaction in Unable to Scream, Pyroclasms, Aetherize. Okay, the other big deal for this list is Lessons from Life. A new card from TMNT, 4 mana, draw 3, put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Now, I know you're probably hearing Temur Towns and thinking, Journey across the overworld, or whatever the like affinity for towns, draw 4 blue spell is. That card is good. It gets cheap pretty quickly if you have enough towns to support it, but we're not fully on the towns plan quite yet. I might explore a more all-in towns idea in a future video. But for now, we are pretty heavy on towns, as you can see. But more so, we need some untapped mana early to be able to, like, set up our turn 2 plays and then eventually be able to go off more consistently, essentially. I think Standard is a little too fast to have. I know it's weird to say coming from the Deserts guy. Standard is a little too fast to have like all tapped lands in your deck. You need some amount of untapped mana, which we typically do in the Deserts plan. Anyway, I'm getting a little off track here. Instead, we're on Lessons from Life. Just it costs 4 statically. We don't ever have to worry about having enough towns for it to be relevant. And also, we really need to get our lands on the battlefield. So being able to have this card that is card advantage, but also puts a land on the battlefield helps us out quite a lot. Dredger's Insight to help dig for our lands, and Agatha Soul-Cauldrons and help fill up our graveyard. That's about the list, gang. There's a lot of really spicy stuff that you can do with this. The top end is really, really good, I think. It's just a matter of surviving there till we get there. So, more tools like interaction in the sideboard to help fight against, like, Is It Prowess and Mono Green Landfall, and then a little bit of Graveyard Hate, a little bit of some wear downs to fight against, like, Is It Lessons. All right, enough yapping. Let's hop into some matches here. See if we can pull it off. Once again, I'll play 3 matches or play until I do the thing, whatever comes first. All right, match 1 on the draw. Pretty good opener here. We have a turn 2 Insight or Town Greeter, pretty much guaranteed to hit our land drops here. Draw into a Cenote Scout. We'll skip on a Poo Poo UFO. It's fine. We can set it up in our graveyard for an Agatha Soul-Cauldron here. Actually kind of nice if we draw another land. Oh, they have a main deck Rest in Peace. What the... Can I win? I guess technically, but what the hell? I might just scoop it up, actually. We whiff on the Town Greeter. Okay. On to game 2. Main deck Rest in Peace, huh? Let's bring in some wear downs. Main deck Rest in Peace. I pretty much can't... That's the one thing I probably can't win through, is main deck Rest in Peace. Let's assume they're less of a creature-based strategy, more of like a Day of Judgment kind of controlling. Probably just Azorius control based on the Sunken Temple. Probably doing like Demolition Field into Wanchitong kind of things. So I think this makes sense. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Maybe we'll cut a pull through the weft. Try it like this. Main deck Rest in Peace. Well, this is a pretty good hand. We don't have a way to fight against Rest in Peace here, but it's solid. Get an early Cenote Scout going. Draw a land, that's fine. Seam Rip, fine. Main deck Rest in Peace. Draw a Scavenging Ooze. See if they hit me with the Rest in Peace. That's fine. We have tools to beat it now, at the very least. It is annoying, and it's especially annoying how quickly they went to play it, because you know in their head they're thinking, I'm gonna fucking get him again. And yeah, probably it's pretty good, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll play it out. Lessons from Life looks pretty good here if we manage to resolve it. Also could be like a United Battlefront deck. Yeah, there's the Caretaker's Talent. Oh, okay. We have a Jidur Aristocratic Capital. So this could be a win con. Target opponent mills half their library rounded down. Just try to hit them with that once and see if that's any good. Let's get a Scooz going. Plan to play our Lessons from Life next turn. Main deck Rest in Peace. The wear downs look pretty good in this matchup, though. A lot of targets to hit. Ooh, they Demolition Field my Bossing Say. That's pretty important. Bossing Say is one of the best tools we have in this list to be able to, like, late game, consistently make creatures that our Agatha Soul-Cauldron care about, you know? Earthbent lands naturally having the 1/1 counters. I'm going to start swinging in here. Cast a little Lessons from Life action. Looks pretty good. Play a Pit of Offerings here. Toff Hardened Teachers are actually a really nice draw in this position. Do we care about casting the mill portion of this card here? It's probably not that relevant. I think it's probably better to just have untapped 7 untapped mana next turn instead. They have nothing going on. Okay. Great. So let's go ahead and start setting up this Toph situation. We can't do Soul-Cauldron stuff, but we can start making an army. The ETB is not going to be relevant here. No graveyard to return an instant or sorcery from, but at the very least we can start hitting our opponent. Let's go ahead and, instead of earthbending onto the Restless Vinestalk, let's play around Ultima a little bit here and just earthbend onto this Multiversal Passage. Looks like they could have like a Get Lost in hand, maybe. We whiff on the Town Greeter. It's always weird to me when that happens. They make a token. We mill over a Lessons from Life and a Wear Down, unfortunately. Two of our best cards here. Put this in play on green. Well, we can almost naturally just sack the Survey Mechan. Actually, we can next turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands. So we can play it for 4 and sack it for 2. A nice little 6 mana, deal 3, gain 3, draw 3. Not so bad when drawn on our own. I think we can win this one, TBH. They thought Rest in Peace was going to absolutely shut me down here, but looking pretty okay. Grab a forest. One of each of the basics for the colors. Temur Towns. Once again, thank you Hexmancer69. Appreciate ya making that little donation to see this list go. I spent like I've played it for a few hours by now. I've had a lot of fun working on it. If you're watching this and you like my style and you're interested, check the description of this video for some information on if you want like me to pick a card or pick a strategy and see it built on video. Happy to look into it. Let's go ahead and start popping these maps. Let's do it on the Survey Mechan because it has hexproof. We don't have to sack it right away either. Poo-poo UFO, that's fine. Only 2 towns on the field. But not a bad draw. Pass it back to our opponent. Now if they go for a board wipe, we can just sack the Survey Mechan here. I'm feeling like we might win this game. We're not doing the cool Agatha Soul-Cauldron stuff. Our opponent saw to shut that down pretty quickly, but once we have enough mana, like lands on the field, like the Survey Mechans actually just become pretty relevant by themselves. And we also have a lot of utility lands, which work kind of nicely when your opponent is spending their resources like fighting against your graveyard stuff. Swing in for a whopping 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Lethal attack here. Parting Gust on the Vinestalk. But they let me get the attack trigger in. Bit of a mistake for our opponent. Makes another token. Spends some life. Blocks the 3/3. Okay, let's pass it back. I could play the poo-poo UFO, but I want to be able to hold up sacrificing the Mechan, and I only have 9 lands. Or 8 lands now. A Stelly Reclaimer in your Rest in Peace deck. Nice. Dredger's Insight. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to just maybe sacrifice the Mechan. I guess I swing with everything first and then go for that. What I'm thinking is I might just draw into another Mechan. So they block the Mechan. That's totally fine. They shouldn't block. I mean, I guess it doesn't super matter what they block. Pop them in the face. Gain 3 life. It's a little Lightning Helix action plus draw 3, which is pretty sweet. Draw into a Soul-Cauldron. Oh, they're dead. Great. On to game 3. All right. On to game 3. It'd be fun to pull this one out. It'd be fun to pull this one out. I think I misspoke earlier when I said how many matches I'll play, by the way. This is a great hand. I'm going to play at least 3 matches. If it takes me longer to hit the combo situation, I'll keep going. If that was not clear. Stomping Ground is a nice draw here. Play a little Town Greeter action. Okay. Grab a Forest. Feeling pretty good about the Storm Soul here. There's a Caretaker's Talent. We could just wear this down right now, but I think I'd rather just get the Storm Soul going, and then if they play a Rest in Peace, I think I'll be happy to have held the wear down. Feeling a United Battlefront coming. No, Overlord of the Mistmoors. That's fine. Can't block my Storm Soul. Ooh, Auroral Procession, a spicy little one of fun of. Regrowth, basically, instant speed. I'm eyeing my Ice Till Explorer here. I feel like we could get a pretty good Ice Till setup going. Also, maybe a good idea to just think about going for a Dredger's Insight, and then maybe I get like a nice Soul-Cauldron hit. Like if I hit a Poo-Poo UFO off of a Soul-Cauldron here. No, just a lot of lands, but actually that's kind of okay. With the Ice Till in the graveyard. Let's grab Balam Seed Garden, or Balam Garden Seed Academy. We'll put the Multiversal Passage on blue. We'll play into Procession the Ice Till. And then be able to hit like a lot of land drops, which is kind of the whole thing. Also, the mill aspect of it to help set up the Cauldron in hand here. I think it all looks pretty good. Hit you for a cool 4. They're going to have to deal with the Storm Soul. Elspeth. They could just spend their whole turn killing the Storm Soul. I think I'd probably just bring it back next turn. Yeah, it's kind of a great answer against what they're doing here. They do kill the Storm Soul. Okay. Yeah, I still feel good about grabbing Ice Till, though. Seems like a great spot for it. We gain a life off of the Dredger's Insight. Let's go for this. I think I could also just shock and get my Storm Soul back on their turn to be able to, like, finish off the Elspeth. That's also kind of an extra land drop. Maybe that's better. I could also think about Toph. I'm close to Toph being very good. Let's go with the Storm Soul idea here. A lot of options. Caretaker's Talent, Part 2. Threatening some pretty big tokens here. I might just have to wear down the talents next turn. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Because if I do that, it keeps them from being able to have, like, just a nice big Alpha Strike on me. And I get to kill their Elspeth with the Storm Soul here. Bring back Barren Airship Kingdom. Gain a life. Okay. Lessons from life. Interesting. I think it feels like an Ice Till turn. It could also be a Toph turn. Gosh, we're actually... It's got to be an Ice Till turn because we're just so close to, like, doing nasty Toph Agatha Soul-Cauldron stuff if we manage to mill into our Cauldron targets. Kill both of the talents here. I could just hit them. That's a little greedy. I think I have to deal with the Elspeth. I think. Yeah, I think so. I'm not probably dead on the backswing necessarily, but it gives them too much agency. If I leave the Elspeth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Untapping with 8 mana. No untapped lands. I can go Toff to get back the Auroral Procession. To get back Dredger's Insight to maybe gain some life if that's a line I want. And also set up some... Oh, I could get the Wear Down back, right? Yeah. I could just get the Wear Down back. Deal with this Caretaker's Talent. That's pretty good. Because they're kind of all in on this Anthem idea here, I think. They warp the Reclaimer, get back the Caretaker's Talent, play an Enduring Innocence after leveling up the Ajani already, I think. Maybe they drew into it. Cenote Scout. I feel like our best draw right now is maybe a Mechan. Let's play a Toff here. Let's get back this Wear Down, discarding a land because we have this Ice Till. Gotta kill the Caretaker's Talent. I guess I just actually, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna give them cards. They have cards. I'm gonna kill both the Caretaker's Talent and the Overlord of the Mistmoors. Airbend a land. Or Earthbend a land, rather. Play a land. Play a land. There's the Mechan. Okay. And we have the Cauldron. And we have... Are they just dead? Actually, they're just dead. They're just dead. They're just dead. So we hit them for 10. They can't block this. We play a Cauldron. Holy shit. Okay, this all went great. This all went great. We get to I got to show everything off. What more could you ask for? We get to play a Cauldron, Earthbend another land, exile the Survey Mechan. We have 10 lands, right? We get to put a counter on something. It doesn't really matter. And now all of our lands say sack this to Lightning Helix your opponent. All right, perfect. So I guess I'll be playing 3 matches today. I feel like this showed it off. It showed off the whole thing. We got the Toff situation going. We got to Cauldron, Cauldron the Mechan. We kind of got to win through main deck Rest in Peace, which is kind of crazy. All right, GG. The Scouring Storm Soul, kind of the MVP there, swinging through the token board. Sweet match. I thought we were kind of doomed after immediately scooping to game 1 Rest in Peace, but Wear Down looked absolutely disgusting in this matchup. Great match. Looking forward to matches 2 and 3 here. All right, match 2 on the play. A pretty good hand-ish. It needs a little support. Like if we draw a Dredger's Insight or a Town Greeter turn 2, I feel like I'm feeling pretty good about that. Set up some lands in the graveyard. Lead on this Crossroads Village. Llanowar Elves. There's a Mechan. Let's just go ahead and get the Cauldron online. Maybe cross our fingers we draw a Pyroclasm. We have a couple Pyroclasms in the main. Also, a sneaky one of Aetherize. The go-wide, like, creature matchups, which are everywhere right now, right? I think are just going to be the hardest things to fight through. Because we don't have a whole lot of, like, main deck removal, really. We draw our friend Poo Poo UFO, which is a fine draw. Actually, the main deck, like, Graveyard Hate is going to be kind of annoying against what our opponent's doing. I wonder if they don't realize how this works. Because I get to snag this escape tunnel from their graveyard. They still get to search for a land, but they don't get the escape tunnel back, which is kind of nice. They still have 1,000,000 mana. Sapling Nursery. Okay. Town Greeter. Let's go for the lessons from life here. I think I'm just going to put this on green. I do need red eventually. Well, there's red. Okay, it's actually kind of going pretty nicely here. We can put another land into play off the poo-poo UFO. Pass it back to our opponent. So we're ramping, and we have the Mechan in hand, and a Soul-Cauldron on the field. We could get there. It just depends on how crazy our opponent can go in the meantime. Just 2 ships passing in the night here a little bit. Another nursery. Oh, God. Well, we kind of need to draw into our Aetherize then, I think, if we want a chance at like, surviving long enough to actually win. Put a land into play. Let's opt for the Adventurers in. It doesn't super matter here. Nothing to exile. We draw a Zanarkand. We could just make a big thing to block with. That's maybe not the worst idea. I'm not sure. Let's go for the Town Greeter. See if we can set up the Ice Till at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands in play. So we could have thought about playing this and just sacking it immediately. The little small potatoes, but we do need to get it in our graveyard eventually. Probably better to wait until we have the 10 lands or 9 lands. I'm just kind of hoping I mill 4 lands here, I think. 3? I'll take 3. I'll take 3. Take a Stomping Ground. Play an Ice Till. So now we get to play 2 extra lands here. Mill a couple times. And then put a land into play off Poo-Poo UFO. And then we get to start going crazy next turn. But it's a question of whether that's going to be fast enough, really. Oh, we already played our other land drop. Okay. That's fine. Pass it back to our opponent. Poo-Poo UFO, a solid defender, 0-4. And pretty good on offense late game. Pass it back. We're going to have enough lands to sack this for free next turn, which means we can get going with the combo. Best draw at this point, probably just Toph. If we draw a Toph, we might actually just win on the spot, or nearly win, or Aetherize. I'd be happy with an Aetherize too. Opponent gets to do their thing. I think this deck is really sweet. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone do this. And probably for a good reason. It is slow. You have to kind of hope your opponent doesn't have like a nutty opener, but if we do survive to the late game, we just kind of get to go over top of everyone else. Let's put this Zanarkand into play. Also a creature that enters with counters, but maybe not the best use of your mana to like just play it and sack it. Pyroclasm. We do have a second Pyroclasm in the deck. We could double Pyroclasm this board. They don't have mana available. We could single Pyroclasm the board, and it's not that bad. Let's start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Play this. 2, 3, 4. Let's play the Mechan. Let's start shooting our opponent. Now, there is a real risk of, like, decking yourself with this list. Hopefully, I think we're in a good position to avoid that. We get to see, like, 6 more cards this turn, at the very least. Another Soul-Cauldron. So let's exile the Mechan. Put the counter on the Town Greeter here. Go for another sack. They go for the Escape Tunnel. That's fine. We're actually in a really good position if we draw another Pyroclasm then. Exile the Meccan. They're doing their thing. I get it. I see it. You got a big board. I could wait to like go for a block sack here, but I think the upside of trying to hit double Pyroclasm or just like Cenote Scouts and stuff like that is probably just a little better. Another Town Greeter, another Poo-Poo UFO. Okay. So let's... I guess we just present blocks this turn. We also have this Bossing Say in hand that we can work with. We mill over the Aetherize. Yeah, I think we put a Bossing Say into play this turn, actually. One really fun thing you can do is exile the, or Earthbend the Adventurers in for, like, extra repeated life gain. Go for this. I think we just pass here. I don't think I'm dead. Unless they have something crazy. I think we just pass here. We'll put extra lands into play off of Poo-Poo UFO and do another block sack with the mountain. Slowly drain them. I kind of think I'm going to win this one. I get to survive this turn, I think. Could be wrong. I'm at 26. Fires up a Bossing Say. That's fine. Swinging in with absolutely everything. At the very least, I think I want to keep one creature around. So let's go for block your biggest stuff. Block your biggest stuff. Block your biggest stuff. And this is 8 times 3 is 24. I think that's fine. I think I can take 24. They're not getting any secret extra damage out of this. So let's launch the mountain at their face. Kind of tight here. Kind of tight. Put them to 11. Digging for a Toph. Mill over a Survey Mechan. Actually not irrelevant because we have this extra Agatha Soul-Cauldron in hand. Put a land into play. And just go for the Balam Seed Garden, I guess. Do another mill. Okay. This deck is ridiculous. This deck is ridiculous. Go to 5. They have reach blockers, so we can't get extra chip in with the Poo-Poo UFO here. There's got to be a way to win this turn. It's just a matter of playing it out right. So let's start with put a land into play. Shock myself. Mill. Exile a creature. Do I have a Poo-Poo UFO in the graveyard? No. I have a Town Greeter. Let's exile the Town Greeter. Let's throw the Poo-Poo UFO at their face. I gotta take my actions quickly here. Trying to draw into a Toph. Toph simplifies everything here. There's Toph. Okay, great. They are dead. They are dead. Play a Toph. Pick up a lessons. It doesn't matter what we grab here. Discard a land. Whew. Okay, GG. Wow. Crazy deck. Play a Town Greeter. Actually, let's not play the stuff that's gonna mill me. Play a Pyroclasm. No. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Play a Pyroclasm. Because we can Earthbend, hold control, and then at instant speed sack the adventurers in here. Sack the adventurers in. Shoot ya. Let go of the control here. Now the adventurers in will re-enter, gain us some extra life. That's a nice tool to grind in late game if the extra life gain's relevant. Lots of triggers on the stack. Welcome to Standard. What a weird list. Opponent's doing stuff. Irrelevant. Irrelevant. Do a little extra milling here. But we should be fine. We only have to hit them 2 more times. Pyroclasm. Play a poo-poo UFO. Earthbend. Bolt ya. And that's the deck, folks. We pulled it off twice now in pretty spectacular fashion. Little unable to scream action. Fun little ending meme here. Earthbend. Hit you with the Mechan. GG. Didn't deck ourselves. Kind of got close. 9 cards left in the deck. Little extra millin. Taking down mono green Landfall. Who cares about your tree folk, bro? Who cares? It's Survey Mechan standard now. Survey Mechan is the new metagame. Bring in the Aetherizes. Bring in the Seers. What else do we want here? It's pretty much just those things. Pyroclasm could be fine. Early on. Maybe we want the full playset on the draw here. Go down the Scouts. They probably don't matter that much. I'm going to cut the Auroral Procession. They're pretty likely to bring in something like the raccoon that exiles, the scavenging raccoon, whatever it's called. Cut a pull from the left, cut a poo-poo. It's cut a Pyroclasm. 3 is probably fine. Let's try it like that. Okay, pretty good hand. On the draw, though, no Pyroclasms, but we have turn 2 plays, lots of lands to play. Opponent leads on an Escape Tunnel, which is a pretty good sign. No early Sauciest Chocobo beating us down. Pretty huge. And there's our friend Poo-Poo UFO. Probably our best turn 2 play, actually, especially with all these lands and ways to find lands in hand. This could be a pretty fast opener for us, actually. I can't believe we pulled it off twice now already. I got to admit, like, this was a tough one to test to eventually arrive at a like playable deck list because it's just so slow, and figuring out how to accelerate this plan, eventually arriving on the Cenote Scouts for early board presence, and then just the right mix of pieces of main deck removal. Initially I had a full 4 set of Ice Till Explorers, but sometimes they just didn't do anything because we're not on the Fabled Passage plan. I feel like 1 occasionally is very good, so I feel pretty good about the 1. Earthbender Ascension. I'm not saying this is a perfect deck list. Once again, I think in testing I had maybe slightly under a 50% win-loss record. Pyroclasm's kind of good here. Ish. I think I go... Maybe I just play the Soul-Cauldron, actually. Keep them, kind of force them to pop this fetch right now. We're getting up to a lot of lands pretty quickly with the Poo-Poo UFO, though. They're probably not going to interact with it too much. Cauldron online. Pass it back to you. Another, side quest for this video. Win with Poo-Poo UFO damage. I know the Towns theme, it's Temur Towns. The Towns theme is present, but somewhat loose, compared to my original drafts with the, oh gosh. Well, we need to draw, an Aetherize. But still, the town situation is pretty relevant. Extra life gain off of the town greeters early, kind of nice. Having more flexibility with the Cauldron and the Poo-Poo UFO, pretty nice. 1 million land drops for our opponent. Unable to scream, looking pretty bad against Mossborn Hydra. Put the Bossing Say into play. Exile your escape tunnel. They could go for the fetch now. That's fine. Do what you gotta do. This doesn't matter. They can grow this essentially infinitely large anyway. I kind of just have to draw into Aetherize, I guess. Maybe this should be something else. Some other way to shut down attackers, like, could just be into the Flood Maw, maybe. I don't know. Oh, there's Aetherize. I don't have blue mana, unfortunately, but I might be able to get there. If I'm lucky. No, wait. No, that doesn't make sense. I don't think I can get there. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. Because there's an island, but if I had another untapped land in hand, I'd be able to play it. Does this do anything? It takes the trample away, actually. Is actually maybe the most relevant bit here. So I guess I do survive another turn. Takes the trample away, and then I get to Aetherize it next turn. So we get to go for the Dredger's Insight now. I probably should grab the Toph. Toph lets me pick up Lessons from Life. Extra land also maybe not the worst, but I don't have, like, I'm not doing anything. I think I'm gonna grab the Toph. I don't know. Kind of a tricky spot here. Pass it back to you. Oh, they do have Trample off Earthbender Ascension. Okay, I'm dead. All right, game 3. They have Trample off the Earthbender Ascension. Yeah, maybe I want the Thunder Magics, actually, just to be able to manage the Hydras. Unable to Scream is actually pretty good. Let's go down the Pyroclasms. Let's go up the Thunder Magics. Up a Scout. Scooz is okay. Really, it's kind of Aetherize or bust once they get going. Let's go 2 Scouts. I could maybe go down a Mechan. Maybe they're not even going to, like, mess with my graveyard at all. Let's go down a Mechan. This looks pretty good. Do we want the Procession? It's kind of nice. Late game, go down an Insight. Try it like that. On the play. Okay. Pretty solid hand. Let's lead on the Scout here. Early damage might be relevant. Aetherize, sure. It's like the best card in the matchup. It doesn't matter if they know about it. It's annoying for them kind of either way. Let's start hitting them. Let's shock this in on red and put the poo-poo into play. And then next turn I can go like Town Greeter, hit 2 land drops, and then have access to Aetherize in the future. I kind of think I maybe want to get some towns going with this start to threaten like more early damage with the UFO. Unable to Scream. Maybe we just sear the Chocobo here. Keep swinging in. Seems okay to me. No land to put into play off of my friend Poo Poo, but that's okay. We have an answer to Hydra here. If they just run out the Hydra raw, we're feeling pretty okay. There's Surak. Yeah, we don't really care about that too much. Hit you with the Unable to Scream, I guess. Enjoy your redraw. That's fine. Hit you for 2. This damage could add up, especially with our, like, poo-poo UFO flying in for extra damage later. Starting town. I think it's got to be the starting town. I could grab Pit of Offerings and exile there. Escape tunnel? Actually, that's probably much safer. In case they do have Ice Till in hand and they're relying on that. Let's exile the Lessons for Life. What's more important? We don't really need more red mana. Pass it back to ya. Mossborn Hydra. Okay. They know about my Aetherize. Promising Vein. Okay. Back to me. Another Aetherize. Let's play the Scout here. I'm not that worried about them kind of going all in next turn, I think. Mill over a Poo-Poo UFO. Let's swing in. Just hit them for an extra 1. I think this is okay. I don't know. I guess I'm a little afraid of Hydra plus Fetch plus Ice Till. Maybe I should have thought about that. Like, they could just have Ice Till plus Fetch in hand, and I'm pretty much dead to that. Harmonizer. Harmonizer plus Forest. Am I just dead to this? Probably. Maybe I should have held up the Aetherize. I don't know. At the same time, they knew about my one Aetherize, unfortunately. Yeah, we just didn't really pop off early. Like, had we drawn into like an early Lessons for Life, I think we would have been feeling pretty good. But almost assuredly dead to this, right? Yep. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think this is probably our toughest matchup, to be honest with you. I say that almost every deck I play, but I think Mono Green Landfall is just kind of a messed up deck. Maybe, I don't know. There are certainly options if you wanted to be better against it with this list, if you just like packed like more bounce offs and stuff, but then you're a little worse against Is It Prowess, for example. Head into the final match. Fun run so far. It would be fun to pull out a 2-1. Match 3 on the draw. Pretty good opener. No blue, but a couple town greeters to help dig for a blue source. There's Momo. There's Poo-Poo. There's my Poo-Poo. Why is this, for those for Final Fantasy heads out there, why is this Poo-Poo? Is that just what is that anything? Does that mean anything in the lore? Oh, Multiversal Passage. Maybe I just turn off Momo right here. They went for a turn 2 Figure of Fable, though. Maybe they don't actually really have, like, flyers. If they had the Angel in hand, they would have just gone for that. Starfield Shepherd. I guess I'm just going to play a Town Greeter then. Or maybe I should have played Poo-Poo UFO. Yeah, I probably should have played Poo-Poo UFO. Grab a Balam. The classic Poo-Poo misplay. A little silly, but not the end of the world. Levels up the Figure of Fable. This could be a problem. Maybe I just have to unable to scream this, actually. Let's go for a Chumperoony. Let's put this on blue. Let's unable to scream this guy. And then play our Poo-Poo. We got a nice mix of effects in hand for this. Actually, I feel like we're pretty well positioned to win this one, just based on their relatively slow start and the fact that we have a Poo-Poo on the field with a lot of extra lands in hand plus card advantage. If they seam rip the UFO, I'm not feeling that good, but otherwise, feeling pretty good here. Another Poo-Poo, sure. We can afford it. Sure, why not? Face the awesome power of my UFOs. Looks like they're going for the abandoned air temple. Makes sense to me. No attacks. Pass it back. Kind of going crazy next turn, I hope. Just chilling. I want to know what's in their hand. Is it just 2 lands? Surely not. They gotta fire up the Soulstone Sanctuary too, I feel like. Draw Steam Vents, nice. Let's play a Lessons from Life. Pull from the Weft, okay. Put Steam Vents into play tapped. Play a Town Greeter, set up the pull from the Weft here. Pretty sweet card. Just a one of fun of, but I feel like it could really pay off in some situations. Like just being able to like grab a Cauldron plus a Toph late game. Lands, we like to see that. Let's grab the Bossing Say. Actually, might as well grab the Adventurers in for a little extra life gain. And then with the pull from the Weft, or pull through the Weft, we can grab the other stuff. Pass it back. Tons of mana on the field. Tons of lands on the field. Poo-poo's looking pretty big. Why? But why, though? Nurturing Pixie. Okay. Probably going to pick up the Figure of Fable here. Reset it. It picks up a Springleaf Drum. Weird. Huh. Next turn we'll untap with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. We'll be able to cast a pull through the Weft. Can we also cast an Ice Till? Only if we draw an untapped land. Maybe I go Town Greeter and then pull through the Weft to open up my options a little better. Try to hit my combo. I'm going to take this hit. They didn't fire up the temple. Put the inn into play. See what we draw here. Restless Vinestalk. Okay. So let's go for the Town Greeter into pull through the Weft, I think. Give us more options. Because we really actually at this point just want to see a Cauldron. Grab an island. Dredger's Insight's not a bad hit either, actually. You can play the island. Let's grab the Insight and the Ice Till. And then 2 lands. Bossing Say. And a town. That's a lot of cards for one card. Cast the Dredger's Insight. We've already gone through half of our deck, which is not the best place to be in, but uninteracted, the damage from the Poo-Poo UFO might add up here. TBH. Trying to hit a... Well, there's a Mechan. Yeah, let's grab the Mechan. Because 4 mana for this effect is pretty good at this point. And then we'll leave the Poo-Poo UFO in the graveyard. Mechan can put itself in the graveyard. And then... And then if we draw a Soul-Cauldron, we get to, like, exile Poo-Poo UFO eventually. Start swinging in. That's going to be probably our road to the most damage without milling ourselves, without decking ourselves. We'll probably be able to bolt them maybe 3 times. It's getting close, though. Sage of the Skies. Presumably a land is their last card. I'll just chump here, I suppose. And then block like this. Chump and block. Could also draw a Toph into Aetherize. That would complicate things a little bit for them. Aetherize is much less powerful if they know about it, though. Put the Vinestalk into play. A million lands. Stomping Ground. Okay. So we go... we just go like Ice Till? Play a town from our graveyard and swing in? And then we also get to like hold up Survey Mech and sacrifice? I think so. Play a town. I guess I could swing with one of them. And then hold back the other one. Swing in with one of these guys. 1, 2, 3, and then cast the mech in. And I can do a block sack to deny them some lifelink. That's pretty good. Hit them for 6. Get in with the poo-poo. Play the mech in. Play the scout. Grab another town. Okay, well. I guess let's just play the pit from the graveyard while we have the Ice Till. We could exile a creature just to gain a life here off of the Dredger's Insight. Mill over another Mechan, maybe not the worst result. Getting a lot of help from our opponents. They're not doing anything particularly powerful. So we block here. Block here. Block here. And then I'm still alive. And then we sack the Mechan. Shoot you in the face. Draw 3. And win on the next turn with our poo-poo UFOs? Because they don't have anything? Okay, folks. All right. Woo. Temur Towns. What a weird deck. Activate the poo-poo. Put in the Crossroads Village. Present 2 lethal, well, I guess not 2 lethal poo-poos, but lethal on top of this Survey Mechan. There's the Soul-Cauldron. Don't even need it. Poo-poos together strong. Don't even need it. Mill over a Toph. Accidentally swing with my Ice Till. Shouldn't matter too much. Yes, my 2 mana 9/4s. Hello. Hello, these are my 2 mana 9/4s with flying. Touch you with the poo-poo? Die? Like the Middle Ages? Bubonic Plague or whatever? Nice. Okay. All right. All right. Up a game against Mono White. They really didn't do a whole lot, thankfully. Bringing the Aetherizes. Pyroclasm can be good. Unable to Scream seems pretty bad if they're on the Pixie plan. But we can bring in the Thunder Magics. Bring in the Seers. Let's assume they bring in some amount of Rest in Peace. The Wear Down seems fine. Generally, too, could just hit a Springleaf Drum. I think I'm just gonna keep it at 2. I think Cenote Scout probably not gonna block a whole lot in this matchup. TBH. Let's go down. Pull through the weft. Let's go down a Mechan. Let's go down Dredger's Insight. Try it like that. Gotta mulligan this. One lander. Okay. All right. If there's a hand that can win here, I think this is pretty good. Good untapped mana. Best draw at this point, probably just a Lessons from Life. Keep everything rolling. Agatha Soul-Cauldron. Not going to complain about that too much. With the Town Greeter set up. Voice of Victory, fine. I think I'm just going to sear this, actually. I don't want them to, like, go Halia next turn and just, like, have them bury us in card advantage. We don't actually care really about the can't cast spells during your turn effect too much, though, but it is relevant into our Aetherizes. There's a Lessons from Life. That's nice. Oh, I meant to play Poo-Poo UFO there. That's okay. Cauldron on the field. My 2-mana colorless cards, I got a little mixed up there. Seam Rip on the Cauldron. Fine. I'm going to leave the Voice of Victory in the graveyard for a future activation. Their graveyard's not very relevant to them. Sage of the Skies. It's nasty stuff here, what's happening. Huge board. I think we just have to cast the Lessons from Life and hope we draw into an Aetherize. Well, there's a Seer. Okay. Well, that uncomplicates things. Kill the Zenith. Play the Poo-Poo UFO. Nice little blocker. Keep us alive for a little while. Need a little help from the top of our library, but feeling okay. What? No. Aetherize one time? Holy shit. Okay. Well, I'm dead. Survey Mechan. Okay. We get to be on the play for game 3. Well, that was fast. Wear Down actually looks pretty good into the Seam Rip plan. It's just a matter of managing the Zenith, I think, for the most part. I think we just run it back. Let's not overthink it. Maybe Unable to Scream is good, but I really don't like the scenario where they just like, yeah, okay, pick up my guy with the Pixie. Let's just run it back. Hope for a better opener here. I think this is actually pretty decent. Let's put the village on red. The Pyroclasm could be relevant. Also Seer for a Zenith. I feel like, okay, double Aetherize not bad. We just need to hit land drops. It's just going to be a matter of hitting land drops here. Starfield Shepherd into Pixie. So a good Pyroclasm turn for us coming up. Feeling okay about that. Feeling okay. Give me some mana. Give me some lands. Land, 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 land. That's not a land. Nearly the opposite of a land. The mortal enemy of lands, as far as I'm aware. Or friend of lands, depending on your perspective. Do you think Earth likes to be bent? Vote on your phones now. Starfield Shepherd. Another Nurturing Pixie. Okay. We need some help here. There's land. That's good. I guess we just Cauldron here. Maybe I hold up the Seer. Maybe I just hold up the Seer. Put this on green. Pass it back to ya. Hold up the Seer. Double Aetherize in hand. Could be helpful. Gonna be a tight one. I think best case scenario, they play like one more creature, I Seer it, draw an untapped land, and then cast this Lessons for Life. I think I'm feeling pretty good then. Curious to know what you guys think about the deck so far. It's been fun. I am excited to continue exploring towns as someone that loves the weird land types, you know. I feel like a caves video has been long overdue. Voice of Victory, I guess I just sear the pixie here. Or no, I have to hold the seer to be able to kill the voice to actually make these aetherizes matter. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty annoying against me. A caves video is overdue while they're in standard for not that much longer. Towns, but like I said, I think I want to do a real. I had an idea for a towns deck where you play 4 Jadur, the one that like mills for 6, and then just like turbo fog, and then you just kind of have this like card. You know, you get to play the crazy draw spell that you have all this like cheap interaction, like balance and shit, aetherizes and stuff, and then you redraw and then eventually just mill your opponent with the town land, the adventure town. Halia. We draw a survey mechan. Voice of Victory. No. I've kind of been thinking maybe this would be better served as Day of Judgment. But Temur towns. We're doing the Temur thing. Wear down. Looking pretty bad. Well, folks, I kind of think they're just too far ahead. Yeah, really stuck on lands here. It was a fun run, though. I had a lot of fun. Thank you once again, Hexmancer69, for the suggestion. If you're interested in having me explore a video, once again, check the description for some details on that. Explore a deck archetype or a specific card. There's a donation link if you want to donate to me and support me and what I'm doing here, exploring off-meta lists. Otherwise, feel free to not donate. I'm not saying you have to or anything. If you just want to leave a comment and I happen to have the wild cards for an idea, happy to hear comments and like explore ideas that I think sound pretty good. That's not a guarantee, right? But no one says that you can't just be like, hey, what do you think about this deck or this strategy, so on and so forth. And I'm definitely at least willing to give ideas a look. Play a town greeter, and then I just die to their board. All right. 1 and 2 overall, but got to win match 1 in pretty spectacular fashion. Kind of showed a little more of the inconsistency in the end here. Let me know what you think. Do you think this idea has legs? I don't know. I thought it looked pretty powerful when we were going off, when we were able to like actually do the thing. Get past turn 4 is kind of the important marker of success for this list, I think. I think our removal situation could maybe use some touch up. It's really kind of meta dependent. You could probably go down the pull through the weft. It looked good once, and it never really got clogged in hand otherwise because it's just a one of. So I think that looked pretty good, but this could definitely be something else. Lessons from Life played pretty well, I think. Auroral Procession maybe could just be more like bounce offs or into the Flood Moths, perhaps over the Unable to Screams. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But it was fun. I had a lot of fun. Really, really fun list. I had a fun time exploring this and building this. I think, once again, because Earthbend is so strong with the Soul-Cauldron stuff, I feel like maybe Badgermole Cub is a consideration. I did try it out, but I kept feeling like it was just... We needed to win games by slowing our opponents down and continuing to hit our land drops rather than like trying to accelerate anything. The Badgermole Cub into early Iced Hill with lands in our graveyard or early Lessons from Life played okay, but if we didn't have those things, it was a little unimpactful. Sideboard was fine. Yeah, sideboard was fine. I don't know. Once again, I feel like the blue plays nicely with the Lessons from Life, but outside of that, maybe we could afford to, because we have all of these like colorless things, we stay base green, but instead of being Temur, we play like 4 colors into white for Day of Judgments or something like that. just having like a hard reset to really, really solidly restabilize against all sorts of strategies. We once again, we saw the failings of Eighth Rise. It was good, but certainly something that our opponents could play around if they knew it was there when we like explored into it off of the Cenote Scout. That really put a hamper on the strategy. Also, Voice of Victory being a huge pain in the ass. In both of those scenarios, Day of Judgment would have just played better. But it is a little harder on the mana, so I don't know. Maybe you cut red, or maybe you just have like a very light red splash. I feel like you play like base green, a little heavier into white for Day of Judgment, and then you can have a light splash into blue for Lessons from Life and a light splash into red for Toph. I feel like that's like totally accomplishable. Yeah, fun run. Let me know what you think. Appreciate you watching. If you like this video, I'll be posting standard content every day, exploring off-meta stuff. Feel free to subscribe if you'd like to come along with the adventure. Check out my old videos. Lots of off-meta, like desert stuff. Longtime viewers will know. I've posted about 20 videos, maybe 15, 20 videos with deserts, desert lists so far. A lot of Bright Glass Gear Hulk stuff out there as well, if that's your jam. Appreciate you watching. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.